Welcome to Money Talk JA, where we break down the real financial stories shaping Jamaica's future. Today, we're diving into one of the most painful yet important questions on everyone's mind. How badly did Hurricane Melissa set back Jamaica's economy? Because this wasn't just a storm, it was an economic earthquake with waves that will be felt long after the winds have stopped. Let's unpack the dollars and cents behind the devastation. If you want more videos like this from the Money Matters JA channel, please hit that subscribe button right now. It will really help the channel grow. Plus, you'll receive notification when we release more videos like this in the future. When Hurricane Melissa tore through Jamaica as a Category 5 monster, it wasn't just homes that was destroyed, it was the country's financial pulse. Wind speeds near 185 miles per hour ripped through communities, flooding wiped out farms, and infrastructure took a beating. Early estimates suggest that the total economic loss could surpass, get this, $3 billion, or roughly 20% of Jamaica's annual GDP. To put that in perspective, it's like erasing an entire year of tourism revenue overnight. Let's start with tourism, Jamaica's biggest earner. Before the storm, tourism was projected to bring in nearly $4 billion for 2025. But Melissa changed that in one brutal weekend. Montego Bay, Negril, and sections of the south coast saw hotels flooded, beaches eroded, and roads blocked. Flights were grounded, and cruise ships diverted for safety, and you can't blame them. Industry insiders said bookings dropped nearly 35% in the weeks following the hurricane, and some resorts could take months, even a year, to reopen. Every day those hotels stayed dark, millions in wages, tips, and taxes vanished from circulation. Then there's agriculture, the heart of rural Jamaica. St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and Clarendon, the island's breadbasket, were drowned in floodwaters. Over 70% of vegetable crops were lost. Banana fields were flattened, and poultry farms were decimated. That means supermarket prices are going to jump, import bills will rise, and small farmers who already live close to the edge are now staring down total ruin. The Ministry of Agriculture is estimating direct losses near 50 billion Jamaican dollars, but the indirect impact, food shortages, inflation, and job loss, could easily double that figure by early next year. Now, let's talk infrastructure, the silent backbone of every economy. Roads, bridges, ports, and electricity grids all took hits. The Jamaica Public Service, the JPS, reported over 240 customers without power. That's almost 250,000, many of them for days. Damaged transmission lines will cost billions to repair. The National Water Commission also suffered major damage, cutting off water to thousands. Adding collapsed bridges and blocked highways, and you're looking at another, say, 100 billion just to get the country moving again. And while we're counting costs, let's not forget the human economy. Everyday Jamaicans just trying to get by. Thousands of small business owners, barbers, hairdressers, shopkeepers, taxi operators, they have all lost income for weeks. Many didn't have insurance. Their loss is invisible in official statistics, but it's massive in reality. The hurricane exposed how financially fragile many Jamaican families are, living paycheck to paycheck with little buffer for disasters like this. the ripple effects didn't stop there. Inflation, which was already creeping up, would surpass 10% as imported goods fill the gap left by destroyed local crops. Construction material prices are expected to spike as demand for rebuilding soars. And with the government now forced to borrow heavily for reconstruction, Jamaica's debt to GDP ratio, which had impressively dropped to around 75%, could shoot back way above 90%, reversing nearly a decade of hard-fought fiscal progress. But it's not all doom and gloom. Here's the bright spot: resilience. Jamaica's financial system is far stronger than it was 2 decades ago. The Bank of Jamaica's reserves are healthy, and the IMF had already indicated readiness to provide emergency financing if needed. Local banks, meanwhile, are expected to roll out like low-interest recovery loans. International aid from CARICOM, the US and the European Union is also underway. The government has signaled a Build Back Stronger plan that could inject new jobs and modernization into the economy. Think stronger bridges, smarter grids, and climate-resilient farming systems. Still, this storm has slowed things down, no doubt about that. Economists predict Jamaica's GDP growth for 2025, once expected to hit around 3.2%, could fall to near 0.5% or even in worst case scenario dip into the negative territory. The tourism rebound may take until late 2026, that's way until next year, and full agriculture could stretch into 2027. Now that means belt tightening for households, slower wage growth, and delays in government projects. So, how badly did Hurricane Melissa set back Jamaica's economy? The honest answer? Very badly, but not permanently. The storm tore a hole through Jamaica's economic fabric, but it also revealed where we were most vulnerable: dependence on imports, concentration on tourism zones, and weak infrastructure in rural areas. If Jamaica used this as a reset moment, investing in renewable energy, resilient housing, and modern farming, Melissa's destruction could ironically pave the way for a more sustainable, disaster-proof economy. At the end of the day, Jamaica always rises. We've been through Gilbert, Ivan, Dean, and now Melissa, and each time we rebuild stronger. But this time, the lesson is clear. If we don't invest in resilience, the next storm could cost us even more. Thanks for watching Money Matters JA, where we break down the business behind the headlines. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more Jamaican financial insights, and click the video on screen right now to see how money talks in Jamaica. Catch you in the next video.